Hello, everyone. My name is Meralis Vasquez. I am currently a second grade teacher at Arthur Elementary School for the Oklahoma City Public Schools. I am going to be discussing the third grade packet for distance learning for the third week. This is the week of the 20th to the 24th, our third grade packet. It is highly recommended that every student in third grade has at least 60 minutes of class learning every single day. It's recommended 20 minutes on focus on reading and writing, 20 minutes focus on mathematics, lessons, activities, application, practice, or just games to do with learning math. 20 minutes focus on science and social studies. We have also extended learning. These are not an obligation. They are optional, but they're highly recommended. If you decide to work on the extended learning, you have to work for 30 to 60 minutes of outdoor play, 10 to 20 minutes of reading with entire family together, and or playing a board game. For reading activities, we have one activity each day. You need to select one of these activities each day. There's a story element. You're going to read this story, The Golden Fish Keeps a Promise, and answer the questions that follow the story. Or you can choose to do a fact and opinion activity. A fact is something that is true. An opinion is something that you think or believe. So you're going to read the story and you're going to determine if the statements of the story are fact or opinions. A third activity is historical fiction. You're going to study a poster and answer the questions on a separate piece of paper. You're going to also read a short story in that activity. Next activity is read to informational text. Notice that every orange word that we have here in the paper, they're called hyperlinks, and as soon as you click there, they will open up for the tools that you need to do the activity. Okay, it will just send you to where you can find the readings or any graphic organizers that you need to use for the activity. The last activity is reread. You just reread any of the stories from this week and tell somebody else about what you read. For this week 3, you can choose one activity each day for the writing part. First activity has 2 questions that must be answered. What do you think it would be like to be the head of a family? And what kinds of issues must you deal with as a parent? Second activity that you can choose from for writing is a comic strip character. Okay, then the third activity is a fantasy writing. Okay, I'm not gonna read all the instructions. They are here. They have a lot of information already done for you, explains to you how to do each activity for each main course. For writing activities, you will need a piece of paper and you will need a pencil. For mathematics, the third graders need to select 2 activities each day. There are different activities here, as you can see. So it gives you a word problem and you have to resolve it. You have to answer the questions according to those different situations. Another activity in the mathematical portion is find the perimeter of a rectangle that measures 4 units by 8 units. Then you had to list the measurements of 3 different rectangles that each has perimeter of 20 units. Okay, so for the many operations activity, which is another activity in the math curriculum, you can ask someone or a few people a number from 1 to 9 and write it in order in these boxes. You could also write it in a piece of paper and just kind of cut the different numbers, shake them, and start grabbing numbers. And then you start writing the numbers in the order that you get the numbers. Okay, very important that if you're asking somebody, you write the numbers in order as well and then answer. You also have 2 questions to answer with that and to explain your answer. Using the boxes below, it's another activity. How many different ways can you show a 1/2? So you have these boxes here, and the student has to answer that question. There's target math activity. For this activity, you will need 10 items where the student can throw them to this given paper. The paper should be on the floor. If you want to make it bigger, you might consider using probably chalk outside of your house and drawing it on the floor, throwing the items. Depending where the items fall is where the place value number will be. Like, for example, if you drop 2 items in the hundreds, then that means you will have a 200. And the activity requires the student to write the number in an expanded form and standard form. And there's a bonus activity where they have to read a story named Pizza Parts. I believe this story is in Mayan, and the student has to log in through Clever. If not, it's in another app within Clever. Prodigy is a math game, very entertaining and engaging. I really highly recommend the students to choose the activity from Prodigy and practice math skills. For science, you will need, as a third grade student, to choose an activity for the entire week. One activity for the entire week. Complete one component each day. Forces have a strength and direction. This is the focus of the lesson. You have the big ideas. It tells you to start or change how something moves, a force must be applied to it. So I believe these science activities for this week are actually connected with the ones from last week. There's an area of engaging. Again, all the information is there, all the charts that you need to use are there for the observations. You also have an explore area where you have to complete this activity. You have to draw one of the ways you made a car gradually speed up, and then you have to describe it. Then there's an area of science which is to explain. You're going to think about what you explored, and you're going to answer these questions here, and then you are going to click here in force in motion to get more information about the topic. So again, all the needed resources are already within this packet. Then you have the elaborate area, which is additional activities. For social studies, the third grader has to choose one activity for the entire week. There's different activities. We have activities about the government, our government, check and balances, public officials, rights and responsibilities, Theodore Roosevelt, 3 branches of the government, governor, citizenship in the classroom, contact your leaders. So as you see, the majority of these have Spanish and English. You click on the English link, obviously. Most of them will be videos to watch and learn. And we have related arts, physical education, and world languages. This is optional, but highly encouraged. You have different activities. You have a document to extend activities. Every hyperlinking orange will get you where you need to go to do your activities. Extension activities are also optional and encouraged, and also additional learning opportunities. And that's about it for the third grade packet. Just remember, if you have any questions, you can always ask or contact the teacher during their office hours. You can also call to the line 58 study, and they will be able to answer your your questions about the packet for the third week. Thank you so much. Hope that you like this video and that it can help you guide your child during the distance learning. Until next time, thank you.